Does it take 16 years to realize that this was an exceptional case? This kind of torture that Saurabh Kalia and his men went through, it takes 16 years to realize that it's an exceptional case. We are joined by Sambit Patra of the BJP and Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress. Colonel V.N. Thapar, father of late Captain Vijayan Thapar, Braveheart, General Satbir Singh of the Indian ex-servicemen movement, Pawan Verma of the JDU, former diplomat, is with me tonight. Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Maruf Raza. We have two Newshour viewers who are joining us. Mr. Bhimsen is a retired warrant officer of the Indian Air Force. I want more citizens to join our programs, Mr. Bhimsen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My first question will be to Maruf, who joins me now, and with me in the studio also is Captain Ajay Anand. Thank you very much, Captain Ajay Anand. Thank you very much. Maruf, does it take 16 years to realize that this was an exceptional case? This kind of torture that Saurabh Kalia and his men went through, it takes 16 years to realize that it's an exceptional case. I find that bizarre. What do you think?
Arnab, I'm extremely saddened by the political rhetoric that governments resort to and when they fail to deliver. Let me cite some of the pointers to this case. After Saurabh Kalia's body was returned to India, General Malik writes in his book that neither the International Red Cross nor the Indian Red Cross was willing to look at the body and give its own version as to the fact that the body had been seriously mutilated.
Absolutely.
This was only done by Indian Army doctors. So the first guilty party are the Red Cross agencies. The second is that the NDA government spoke about the Pakistanis using barbaric medievalism and inhuman acts completely in contravention to the Geneva Convention, and did nothing about it then, and their successors are doing nothing about it now. And for 10 years in between, the Congress party also conveniently forgot this case. And finally, and most importantly, the blame lies on the Pakistan Army leadership. General Musharraf takes undue pride in the fact that he had India by its throat. He had odd individuals like this strangled. But unfortunately, he is now battling for his own life and gasping for air. So I think what we need to do is, two Pakistani army officers have admitted on record, Major General Nadeem Ahmed and Lieutenant General Shaukat Aziz.
Agreed.
That both have said that there were no Mujahideen involved.
No, but what has the government been waiting for, Maruf?
So the entire Pakistan Army, Arnab, flouted the Geneva Convention.
So what has our government been doing, Maruf, in that case?
And South Bloc.
So what is South Bloc been doing, Maruf?
You'll keep it bilateral. I think we've lost the plot here. We need to revive this debate.
Maruf, to all these political parties, I agree thoroughly with you. How many times, and I want to ask these parties, to Sambit or to Mr. Shergill, how many times have we heard the names of Squadron Leader Ajay Ahuja, Lieutenant Kalia, Sipai Mularam, Sipai Banwarilal, Sipai Bhikaram, Sipai Arjun Ram Baswana, Sipai Naresh Singh come up in a joint statement after a round of bilateral talks between India and Pakistan, not once. And now, Sambit, if you think you can pass the buck, you know, people will see through this. You do not need to take this matter to the court. There is no need to say today, there is no need to put the onus on the Supreme Court, the same Supreme Court, Sambit, and explain this tonight. Because I question your seriousness and your intent. If the government of the day wants to take up the case at the International Court of Justice, the court has itself said in December 2012, there is no need for the Apex Court of India to interfere on the issue. When the matter is sub judice, the fact is what you are doing is doing a ping-pong match between the executive and the judiciary. The court said in December 2012, we fully share your agony. But what is the role of the court? Can we direct the government of India to take it up with the International Court of Justice? Very often governments say that the courts interfere too much. In this particular case, the court has said you do not need to take up the Saurabh Kalia matter with us. There is no need for our interference. Then what is Sushma Swaraj talking about? If you want to do something, go and do it.
No, there are two things, Arnab. Over here, the intention of the government is absolutely clear. The intention is what has not been addressed for the last 16 years should be addressed in a very humane way. And secondly, and very importantly, since the issue is pending in the court,
I'm sorry, the court has said, sorry. No, I'm sorry. The decision on whether the matter can be referred to an international court or not is an executive and not a judicial one. The onus is being passed on to the Supreme Court. If you don't want to take a decision, then say so. I want to get Pawan Verma in on this. If you don't want to take a decision, then you should say so. 1 second, one of our viewers. No, one of our Times Now viewers, Sambit, I tonight want a couple of Times Now viewers to come in. Captain Ajay. No, 1 second. Satbir Singh wants to come in. Yes, General Satbir Singh. Yes, go ahead to Sambit Patra. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. I want to say, Arnab, that this is the reason that no government so far have looked at the soldiers seriously. All the issues which come up, we are reactive to all our oppositions outside the country, that is Pakistan. And no one wants to take up the cases. If all rules are to be followed by Indian Defence Forces or the country, no rules is followed by Pakistan or the China, they come in, they cut our heads, they cross over, and we say that there is a rule that we cannot do that. It is shocking when we have to do this, when such a heinous crime, a barbaric crime has been done. So if, say, human manner, now Patra is saying like this, I think every government is to be blamed for the last 16 years for making these young 6 people,
I want someone
Kalia and his 5 Jawans. Look at the parents of those 5 Jawans.
I want someone to explain to me, General Satbir Singh. I want someone to explain to me just one question. Why? And this question is to the BJP, and the BJP must answer. My first question is, I'm just coming to you, Colonel Thapar. You can actually take that forward, and I hope Sambit gives me a straightforward and not, a sort of dodging reply. Before the elections, the BJP used to say, oh, it's so terrible that the Manmohan Singh government has not done anything on this. When we come to power, we will pick up the case. Then within 2 months of coming to power in July, within 2 months to coming to power, a person by the name of General V.K. Singh gives a reply in Parliament, it's not feasible to take up the Saurabh Kalia matter in international level. Why did you make the promise before the elections? How could you conveniently forget it after the elections? Is there an explanation for your U-turn? None. And then now today, on the 1st of June...
no promise.
Today on the 1st of June. No, today on the 1st of June, I want to know, did the weather change? That you changed your position on it? No. The only thing that changed is that there was a relentless media focus on the story. That's all.
Don't play with the
so because of the media, there was a relentless media focus on the story. So the government immediately said, we had an emergency meeting and we decided we will now ask the Supreme Court whether we can take it to the International Court of Justice. Colonel Thapar, what this tells me is that this government and the BJP has a seasonal interest in servicemen and ex-servicemen. When it suits them, you pick it up. When people are not focused on it, you drop their interest. When the media comes back and puts pressure on you, then you change your position on it. I mean, this is tragic compared to the position the BJP used to take before the elections, Colonel. Yes, please, Colonel Thapar.
Arnab,
not that the Congress is any better.
My humble request is to rise above the party politics. Army is neither BJP nor Congress, nor is it Aam Aadmi Party. It is for the nation. It is a national pride that is involved here. What are we talking? One party is blaming the other party is giving defenses on that. This is not the way. This is disgusting. Please keep the army out of this. And let us see what is being done. In fact, the net effect of whatever has happened in this brutality is that Pakistan gives those people a nishane zurrat for the action taken over there of torturing these people. They call them to a 5-star hotel for felicitation. That is the net result.
सर सरकारें ये बताएं कि तू इधर उधर की बात कर।
Captain Ajay Anand is a Newshour viewer, is a commercial pilot. Please, he's joining us right now. He has a question as well. Go ahead.
Good evening,
Captain Ajay Anand. Thanks. Good to see you.
सबसे पहले जो पेरेंट्स हैं एनएस कालिया जी के, कैप्टन कालिया, सौरभ कालिया के, एनएस कालिया जी, उनकी माँ, ये मेरी पेशानी, मैं दूर हूँ बम्बई में, वो धर्मशाला में है, मगर ये मेरी पेशानी उनके चरणों पे है और मैं उनको प्रणाम करता हूँ और उनसे ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि भारत का एक एक नौजवान उनके परिवार के साथ है। मेरा मानना है कि 30 जून को सौरभ कालिया साहब का बर्थडे है और इस बर्थडे पे मैं सारे भारतवासियों को, नौजवानों को ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि एक बार खाली 10,000 आदमी वहां जाकर के बता दो और 30 जून को उनके माँ बाप को ये कह दो कि हैप्पी बर्थडे टू योर सन एंड वी आर ऑल अ वन फैमिली एंड वी आर हियर जस्ट टू से एंड रिकॉग्नाइज द मार्टरडम एंड सैक्रिफाइस ऑफ योर सन हु हैज डन। यू नो क्यों उसकी आंखों में आप सोच के देखिएगा, किसी के बच्चे की आंखों में गरम गरम सराखे डाल दी जाएं, किसी के बच्चे के कानों के पर्दों में गरम गरम सराखे डाल दी जाएं, उसने कुछ ऐसा देख लिया होगा, कुछ उसने ऐसा सुन लिया होगा कि जो उनके देश के लिए घातक होगा और हमारे देश के लिए सही होगा। हमारे देश के वीरों के साथ ऐसे सरकारों को नहीं करना चाहिए। ये हुकूमतों का काम है, हुकूमतें जाने, सरकारों का काम है, सरकारें जाने। मेरा एक कहना है, सिर्फ एक ही बात मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि वहां पे जाकर के हम उस परिवार को ये 10,000 15,000 आदमी पहुंच के धर्मशाला में बता दें कि सारा देश उनके साथ खड़ा हुआ है और उनके बच्चे के साथ जो हुआ है हम सबको उसका दर्द है।
बिल्कुल, आई टोटली अग्री विथ यू ऑन दिस। आई एम कंप्लीटली विथ यू। मैं सिर्फ निजी तौर से नहीं, सारे देश के जो लोग हैं आपके साथ अग्री करते हैं। कैप्टन आनंद, आपने तो जो हम कहना चाहते हैं वो कह दिया हमारे लिए, एंड आई अप्रिशिएट यू फॉर दैट। बट मैं ये सवाल तो पॉलिटिशियन से जरूर पूछूंगा। यस जनरल सतबीर जी, नो जनरल सतबीर, मैं पॉलिटिशियन से जरूर ये सवाल पूछूंगा। मैं सवाल सिर्फ एक पूछूंगा कि व्हाई डिड द गवर्नमेंट से इन जुलाई, नो संबित पात्रा हैज टू टेल अस, व्हाई डिड द गवर्नमेंट से इन जुलाई that it is not feasible to take up the matter before the International Court of Justice? I just want to know why. Can Sambit Patra give me a clear answer why?
Arnab, today I have decided in the debate that I would be very courteous, would not be shouting at all. It's a very sensitive issue. No, I want to know why. Allow me to speak, I would speak. If you do not, because it's a very sensitive issue. I do not want to quarrel and fight over the martyrdom of our brave jawans. Yes, I will allow anyone and everyone.
You tell me first of all, why did the government say in July that it is not feasible to take up the matter at the international forums within 2 months of the general elections? You had 282 seats, more than 350 people supporting you effectively in the Lok Sabha. You are a government that can do what it wants if it feels like. Why did you give up the case of Captain Saurabh Kalia after making it a big issue before the elections? Silence? Please, no, 1 second. I want to know why.
Yes, exactly. I'm answering that. What the government did then, what the government has done today, has only brought out the intention of the government and the intention of the government.
I'm really sorry. Why did you? No, you need to answer my question. Process. Why did you say your government gave a statement within 2 months of being elected? Sambit Patra, there is something called a sense of responsibility. Before the elections, you know this is an emotional subject, and you go to the people and you say, this is what Nirmala Sitharaman, now minister, said. The BJP alleged that the government had not taken up the Saurabh Kalia issue and other serious issues with Pakistan. It is a shocking reality. Nirmala Sitharaman said, you have the example of Captain Saurabh Kalia, but on many issues which are as grave as this, the government has not taken it up seriously at the ministry level. This is what you say before the elections. After the elections, you go and parrot. No, after the elections, you go and parrot the line of the UPA government saying you cannot pick this matter up the International Court of Justice. Now listen to me, Sambit Patra, please answer. Were you fooling the people then? And how can you fool the people on a subject as important as the case of Captain Saurabh Kalia? This is a betrayal of the people.
No,
please tell me why in July?
People are not being fooled.
Why in July? No, watch. I want to know why in July.
The interview which you took of the great parents of Saurabh Kalia, and the mother of Saurabh Kalia was saying, I'm very thankful to
I am really sorry. No, 1 second. Please do not. You will not put words in Captain. No, you will not put words in Captain Saurabh Kalia's mother's.
I believe.
No, please, she did not say that.
The mother of the martyr has herself agreed to the fact that this government has done.
Don't shoot off the shoulders of the parents' families. I request you, Sambit Patra. Anyway, I'll get someone else in now because you're not answering my question. My question is simply this. No, 1 second. I'd like to go across to Pawan Verma and Maruf Raza, please. First of all, I think it is. I think it is very wrong. I think it is fundamentally and ethically wrong to shoot off the shoulders of the martyr's mother. But the martyr's mother told me, and I remember. No, 1 second, please. What the martyr's mother told me was that this is only what Sushma Swaraj has said. We will see what she does. And my question to you is, regardless of that, and my question is, I want to bring Pawan Verma also into this. My question is, why did your government say 2 months after being elected that it is not feasible to pick up the case in the International Court of Justice? Today, that same position has been changed after 12 hours of media pressure. Do you want the media to pick up every single case like this before your government responds? Where is your application of mind? Do you remember your own promises? Pawan Verma, please, and we can have Sambit Patra respond after that. Pawan Verma.
Arnab, very quickly, first I want to say that it was a very moving interview you had with the parents of Captain Kalia. And the whole nation's conscience has been really, really moved today. I want to make 2 points. Firstly, frankly, I do not understand why, apart from the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, a matter like this, which is etched in the memory of a nation forever, was not taken up bilaterally. After the Kargil war, we had Musharraf in Agra. We had another government, and now we have the new government of the BJP NDA. Before the elections, this government raised the issue of the beheading of our soldiers. It also said on 29th April, in fact, the Prime Minister incumbent, Mr. Modi, said that I would rather quit politics than see our martyrs being insulted. But I want to know from a matter of record whether in our bilateral exchanges after that there has been one reference.
Why don't you ask
or one issue taken up with the treatment out of Captain
Not once.
I asked you this question when nations forget
taken up at a bilateral
their martyrs.
I will give him a befitting reply if you allow me time.
No, I asked you this question. You can go to the International Court of Justice. You do not know how long the process will take and whether it will lead to fruitful
why were you quiet all these 15 years?
Sir, let me just
why were you quiet all these 15 years? And today when the government is delivering, you do not want this delivery. You were quiet all these 15 years. You are not asking questions from the Congress government just for the sake of a debate. You are asking questions to me. No. Pawanji, you are a respected politician. You are a Rajya Sabha member as well. Since this question has been on the political domain since long, was it not your duty to ask Mr. Manmohan Singh from the floor of the parliament as a Rajya Sabha member as to why Mr. Manmohan Singh did not let this case go to the
I want to understand Sambit from you. Sambit from you. I want to ask you, Sambit. I want to ask you, Sambit. No, I want to ask you, Sambit. Why does it take the Narendra Modi government 1 year to realize that Saurabh Kalia's torture and death is an exceptional circumstances which needs to be met with a case filed by the government of India before the International Court of Justice? 381 days it takes you, and relentless media pressure on 1 day you change your mind. Please tell all the viewers tonight, do you have your own policies? No, once again, were you not, sorry Sambit, was the BJP not aware? Was the BJP not aware? Listen to me, Sambit.
And within a short span of time, what this government has done was in fact lauded by none other than the mother of the martyr. And we saw it on
I'm so sorry that you're shooting off the martyr's mother's shoulders. I request you to stop, Sambit. Do not shoot off the martyr's mother's shoulders. This will not stand you in good stead. Our viewers will be more upset about that because I certainly am. You have no right shooting off the martyr's mother's shoulders. Her fight is her fight. You were not with her in her fight so far.
You can repeat the
You cannot shoot off the martyr's mother's shoulders. I request you to desist.
Was she not?
I request you to desist.
And doesn't she have?
I request you to desist, please. I request you to desist. No, 1 second, please.
Why should I desist?
I request you to desist because it is not in good taste. Colonel Thapar is coming in. I request you to desist from the martyrs. No, 1 second, please, Sambit. I request you to desist from shooting of the martyrs' mother's shoulders. You have not been through what she has been through, and you cannot do that. Sambit Patra, 1 minute, please. You will not do that, Sambit.
I would just like to submit that support for the parents and support for the every family that is concerned with this kind of a experience should be there always. Not changing your stance every now and then. You see, there were 51 prisoners of war with Pakistan, about which nobody knows anything. What happened? They know that they were there. We didn't pursue their case at all. Sarbjeet's case, who was hanged or who was killed, just see what happened. And Saurabh Kalia's case is totally disgusting the way it has been handled.
But the way it has been used is more worrisome.
All kinds of
no, the way, and I remember it was the Bharatiya Janata Party which protested when Interior Minister Rahman Malik said that Captain Saurabh Kalia had died due to bad weather. If there is one party which knows how the people of this country feel about the Saurabh Kalia case, it is the BJP. And so I have not got an answer to my question. How can the same BJP send its BJP man VK Singh in Parliament saying legal remedies through international courts were thoroughly examined but not feasible? If legal remedies through international courts, Maruf, were thoroughly examined and not feasible in July, how did they get feasible today within 12 hours of the media putting pressure on the same Modi government, Maruf? That's what I don't understand. How is it suddenly dawned on the same government and the same politicians that it is feasible?
Arnab, the reason...
No, Maruf, please.
Arnab, that is... Arnab, please. Yes, sir, please give me a minute. That is exactly the point I wanted to make, that there is a lot of baggage that ministers in India carry of the view that prevails in South Bloc and diplomatic circles. And that is that if you take this subject or a related subject to the International Court of Justice, you're going to open up a Pandora's box vis-a-vis India-Pakistan relations. And we will then internationalize the dispute, including Kashmir. I think it's completely misperceived. It is based on a lot of limited understanding of the subject. Quite clearly, the conflict between India and Pakistan in Kargil was recognized internationally as a war waged by one army against another. And therefore, the laws of war apply, and the Geneva Conventions and the protocols to the Geneva Conventions apply on how you will deal with soldiers and prisoners of war. And the admissions of Pakistani generals that there were no mujahideen there at 15 to 70,000 feet altitude confirms the view that it was the Pakistan army that was behind this. And my suggestion therefore is that if you want to push for comprehensive dialogue with Pakistan, then don't just talk about terrorism. Talk about how you treat our soldiers, how you've treated our martyrs, how you treat our prisoners of war who are missing. That's a subject which gets short-shifted. But it's about time the nation wakes up and recognizes the sacrifices. Otherwise, in future, the youth of this country will be unwilling to die for this country.
I think, Maruf, you make a strong point there. One person who stood with the family throughout has been Rajiv Chandrasekhar, and I want to go to him because, by the way, Mr. Shergill, I'll come to you in a while, Mr. Shergill. But I just want to tell you the Congress party's moral position on the issue is also very suspect. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, please, Rajiv, you know, today the whole matter quickly got picked up and the government responded. Do you think there is anything very complicated which happened? Could they not have said the same thing in July? Do you think this is ping-pong now going on between the government and the judiciary? Because the judiciary has said in 2012, you don't need to come to us if you want to pick up the Saurabh Kalia case before the ICJ. You don't need our permission for it. Rajiv?
No, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind, Arnab, that the decision that the government has taken today is a decision that the government should have taken on July 30th, 2014. It is the right thing to do. It is the obligation of any government, any well-meaning, responsible government, to seek out justice when crimes are committed against Indians. And this was a crime. This was a war crime. This was a breach of an international convention. It has been a crime since 1999. It was raised up to 2004 in the United Nations, and from 2004 to 2014, there has been a conspicuous absence of any attempt to create justice for Saurabh Kalia's family. Now, in my opinion, yes, I agree what was done today, which is a good thing for Saurabh Kalia's family, could have been done in 2014. Why the government did not do that, I think that is for the government to answer. I have attempted to speculate on why. I think it was a new government, 1.5 months into governance. Some bureaucrat would have shaped a response to parliamentary questions, which is a norm in South Bloc, North Bloc, and people have not applied their mind to what was promised pre-election and the answer that has been given in Parliament.
You think so?
No, I would love, I like to believe that.
That is hard.
I wouldn't give them that benefit of doubt.
I don't know. I am not in government.
No, I wouldn't give them the benefit of doubt. In fact, I find it interesting here, the greatest intolerance for the delay of this government comes from Mr. Shergill, whose party for 10 years did nothing.
There is a need to change the attitude of the nation.
Precisely.
अरे नहीं सर, मोदी जी आज टाइम्स नाउ देख रहे होंगे, उस बात से उनको असर पड़ा होगा, भूल गए होंगे। सरकार बनने के बाद घूमते घूमते उनको ये याद आया होगा टेलीविजन देख के। समित जी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, निक्कर वाले हो, खद्दर वाले हो, साइकिल वाले हो, हाथी वाले हो, और लर्जिश भरी आवाज जो माँ बाप की है उनकी, कम से कम उस लर्जिश भरी आवाज को ये तो बता दें कि उनके बेटे के साथ ये अत्याचार क्यों हुआ था, किसने किया था, इतना ही तो पूछ रहे हैं। चंद सालों में इस दुनिया से चले जाएंगे, कम से कम मरने से पहले उनको जवाब तो मिल जाए। सरकार हुकूमत आपके पास है। समित जी, इधर उधर की ना बात कर, ये बता के काफिले क्यों लुटे, इधर उधर की ना बात कर, ये बता के काफिले क्यों लुटे, हुकूमत आपकी है, बताइए इस बात को। आपको बताना पड़ेगा सरकार।
Would love to debate today, but please let's not debate on rhetorics.
No, he's not on rhetoric. What Captain Ajay Anand is saying, and he's a Times Now viewer tonight. Sambit, this is Captain Ajay Anand. This is a Times Now viewer. You need to respect the sentiments of the viewers.
निक्कर वाला, खद्दर वाला, साइकिल वाला, हाथी वाला, कोई तो बता दे।
The Prime Minister.
लर्जिश भरी
the Prime Minister watched the television in the morning and took a decision. This is the denigration of the national conscience if you say this.
पूछना चाहता है कि मेरे बेटे के साथ क्या हुआ था। राजीव चंद्रशेखर एक ऐसा वाहिद आदमी है जो खड़ा हुआ, और ये अर्जुन यहाँ पे बैठा हुआ है। यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरा।
कैप्टन साहब, हम आपकी जज्बात को समझते हैं, मगर अच्छा होता कि आप किसी प्रकार से मनमोहन सिंह और सोनिया गांधी से पूछते तो और अच्छा लगता है।
जहाँ कृष्ण है और जहाँ
आज आपको खुश होना चाहिए कि मोदी जी
इस अर्जुन ने आज अपना कर्तव्य निभाया है और जगाया है सोती हुई सरकार को। सुषमा स्वराज जी 2 मिनट में आ गई, टेलीविजन पे बोलने लगी, और फिर एक सरकार का नुमाइंदा आ गया और वो आकर के भाषण देता है।
Don't denigrate ministers like this कि 2 मिनट में आ गई, वो चल रहा था। This is not the way of denigrating. Sir, you are a captain.
This is not the way.
For God's sake, don't denigrate.
Captain Ajay Anand, once a Captain Ajay Anand, I now want to ask the Congress party.
You should not be denigrating ministers like this. The Prime Minister, for particularly, this is not the way.
Sambit Patra, now the question is.
You are a respected member, sir.
Sir,
you should please learn the way as to how we should
one second. We ask a question tonight to all the political parties, now also to the Congress. Was the sacrifice and the valor of the martyr of no significance for governments and politicians till now? That your government, the Congress government, in fact, had said, and one second, Sambit, one second. The Congress government said, and I quote Mr. Shergill, the effect on relations with our neighbor country has to be kept in mind, and moving the ICJ is not a legally enforceable right. Tell me, you were concerned so much that your relationship with Pakistan will be affected. Mr. Shergill, if you pick up the case of Captain Saurabh Kalia, despite having agreed to the fact that violations by Pakistan against the Indian soldier were completely unacceptable, your External Affairs Minister Salman Khurshid refused to make any commitment on delivering justice. In fact, you very stoutly defended why India should not do anything on this case. No. Right, 1 second please, 1 second. In fact, Mr. Shergill, so I can jog your memory tonight, In December 2012, when Pakistani Interior Minister Rahman Malik visited India, he said, India has not raised Saurabh Kalia's issue with me. Why didn't you raise it? Why didn't you raise it? A father and mother fighting alone, their son mutilated, his eyes pierced, his body parts broken up, his skull cracked, his eyes pierced, his entire body mutilated and returned in that manner with this. I am asking you today, what action did the government of India under Manmohan Singh initiate? In 2013, Mr. Shergill, there was a video in which there was a confession.
Arnab, can I respond
there was a confession in 2013, a video by a Pakistani army man that Saurabh Kalia was tortured and killed during the 1999 Kargil war with the Pakistani army. Did Manmohan Singh want a Nobel Prize in initiating with peace with Pakistan that he did not pick up the case of Saurabh Kalia? Tell us tonight, Mr. Shergill. Please tell us.
Arnab, can I respond now?
Yes, please tell us.
I want
and plead guilty tonight.
Number one,
plead guilty tonight, Mr. Shergill.
Factually,
please plead guilty tonight, Mr. Shergill, to doing nothing for all these years.
Can I make my points, Arnab?
Sir.
Just 3 points. Number one, it is very unfortunate a sacrifice of a brave soldier is trapped in our complicated relationship with Pakistan. One.
I'm sorry, you trapped it. No, who trapped it? You trapped it.
Responsibility, I'm telling you. And Mr.
Sir, it's not trapped. You brought in your relationship with Pakistan. You gave it precedence.
Congress,
I'm sorry,
the UPA government, the UPA government, Arnab, the UPA government took up the issue of Saurabh Kalia with the Pakistan
I'm so
government.
sorry.
It is recorded.
I have on record what you did and what you did.
You're absolutely wrong.
I have on record what you did and what you did.
Parliament.
Sir, I'm sorry.
3rd October 2013, Mr. Shinde's reply. Shinde's reply is on record. You can pull it out from the Parliament. It says MEA did take up the issue.
And what? No, one second. Complete the statement. Complete the statement. What do you mean MEA took up the issue? Complete the statement. I can't get you off on that one. Complete the statement. Took up the issue and what? And what? Complete the sentence.
Of course.
Complete the sentence because I have records more than yours.
They took up the issue with Pakistan.
And, really?
3rd October 2013, UPA government registered the displeasure with the Pakistan government and told them to pursue justice of people who are responsible for such a inhuman treatment to Mr. Kalia.
In the candy floss diplomacy, sorry, I have on record AK Anthony, December 2012.
Party.
Sir,
I did not interrupt you, Mr. Raza. I did not interrupt you.
Sir, but you are factually incorrect.
Raza, please show me that courtesy.
You are factually incorrect.
Unlike BJP, Congress did not mislead the family of Mr. Kalia.
My God, you still have the audacity of comparing yourself with BJP on this matter. After having slept over the issue for 10 long years, you still have the audacity
of comparing us. Because BJP is guilty of misleading Mr. Saurabh Kalia's family.
Now, how is BJP guilty after having announced that we would move the International Court of Justice? This is what the whole war was for. And today we have conceded to it. We have accepted what the parents wanted.
On this channel, 25th August.
This is all you can do. You can dare others. You will not work for the martyrs' parent. You will not work for the poor people. You can always dare others and miss facts. This is what the Congress is best in doing.
Let BJP make a categorical statement. They will file an affidavit.
Just a minute. Now, please. Now, you know what, Mr. Shergill, I heard you. Mr. Shergill, I heard you. But in this particular case, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Shergill, but in this particular case, I am sorry, Mr. Shergill. Don't speak over me. I will not let you. I will not let you make up facts. I will not let you utter untruths. I will not let you say something which is factually incorrect, because I also have a record of what the Congress government did and did not do. And I can say on record tonight that if there is one Prime Minister of India who has compromised India's national interest vis-a-vis Pakistan, it is Dr. Manmohan Singh. And his defense minister, AK Anthony, said, and I will now quote, December 2012, we are handling it in an appropriate manner.
Arnab, let me counter your facts.
I am not countering, I am making a statement.
Did not raise the issue of Saurabh Kalia from 1999 to 2004. Agra Summit 2001.
No, who said?
SARC meeting in
15 June 1999, the Deputy Commissioner of Pakistan Embassy was called. Just
to the viewers now, I want to...
The whole issue was discussed with the Deputy Commissioner of Pakistan Embassy.
I want Colonel Thapar to come in. Colonel Thapar, please. Colonel Thapar, please. Colonel Thapar between the... Colonel Thapar and Pawan Verma. Colonel Thapar.
was about that.
Colonel Thapar, please.
Allow me to say,
Colonel Thapar is speaking. Please don't speak over.
Allow me to say that it is not just a matter of raising the issue.
Exactly.
It is the resolution of the issue. What was the end result? And I think the government was so obsessed with appeasing Pakistan that they did not take up the issue up to
Colonel Thapar, I agree with you thoroughly, and I want to add one thing. We say we are not picking up the issue because Pakistan may internationalize the Kashmir issue. Pakistan has never and will never shy away from internationalizing the Kashmir issue. Why should we shy away from going to the international court to bring justice to an army officer who was brutally tortured by these Pakistani beasts? I now want to go to
3 times. They have taken us 3 times to the ICJ.
I now want to go to M. Bhimshen, retired warrant officer, Indian Air Force, live from Bengaluru, who's joining us from Bengaluru tonight. I'm coming to you, Maruf and Pawan Verma. I'm coming to you, Mr. Bhimshen. You spoke up and you called us today. I just want to hear your views on it. You've heard the political sides. You've heard the parents. What would you like to say?
Yes, Arnab, I've been listening. Yeah, I've been listening to this for almost 4 or 5 hours from now. Now, my direct question is to Mr. Sambit Patra.
Go ahead.
Mr. Sambit, I'm really appalled. You made a very preposterous statement in the beginning itself, saying that we need to have a humane approach towards this particular Kalia issue. Now, what human approach can we have, Mr. Sambit? That itself shows the kind of an attitude which we may have towards dealing with such kind of a situation. That is number one. Secondly, you find that when an American journalist was murdered by the ISIS, have you forgotten the kind of a hue and cry which America has made? And how many of us, except the army officers there, realize what is the pain which the parents undergo when a person joins the army or the Air Force or the Navy? Where are these human rights which say that which always create a hue and cry when a small...
Can I answer?
Sambit, please, Sambit.
Sambit, let him complete,
let me finish off, please.
Let the viewers speak.
It is not to... I am not questioning... Fortunately, I am not questioning the integrity of the present government, nor am I questioning the integrity of you. Mr. VK Singh said nothing can be done.
There's a lot of pride in joining the army. The pain is how you treat the army people.
Sir, 1 second. One second. Yeah. No, 1 second.
Yeah, what I'm saying that there's no pain.
Swaraj took a positive. Sir, Mrs.
There's no pain in joining the army.
Mr. Bhimshen, just 1 minute. That is.
No. Can I?
How you treat the army?
Can I ask Mr. Sambit Patra today?
If you allow.
Mr. Sambit, can you give me a clear-cut date as to when this issue can be resolved? Colonel Thapar said we need to resolve the issue. We need to have a resolution. I would ask not only the resolution on the part of resolving the issue, but do we have the resolution on the part of the people themselves who are trying to resolve the issue? Second, I also feel who is driving whom? Is the government driving the media or the media is driving the government? Why has it taken almost 60 years now on to rake up this issue? Number one. Secondly, I also feel that the people who are there who are guiding the netas, we are getting the netas. What about them? Okay, it's not only a question of Captain Kalia here. It's a question of any kind of a soldier is going to fight a war. Have you forgotten the 16 grenadiers who have been brutally murdered? Now come on, Mr. Sambit. We need to realize, I know you cannot empathize because you are not from this army background, if I am correct. But yes, as a human being, I'm sure you'll be able to sympathize with those particular situations.
Okay, let him reply. Let him reply. No, let him reply.
By such and such date. Yes. Absolutely. I would like to listen to an answer from Mr. Sambit.
Only if you give me a few seconds, I would answer. First and foremost, I mean, something very different is happening nowadays.
Sure.
For 40 long years, the one rank, one pension was not being done, and suddenly we wanted that within couple of days this should be done.
No, please, let me complete.
Please, sir, I heard you patiently. Let me complete. And for 16 long years, justice to Saurabh Kalia was not being delivered. And we want that suddenly, the government has, government has shown a right intention, we are moving in the right path, even the mother has congratulated us, but we want that things should be with a deadline and things should fall into line within a couple of days. I understand the frustration in the people, I understand your aspirations. For long it has been subdued. Sir, let me complete, sir. Sir, with due respect, allow me to complete. We should not have a tutu meme debate on a very sensitive issue as this. I firmly understand that our aspirations aspirations have not been met all these years. Our aspirations have not been met all these years, not because the intention of BJP was not right, because the previous government had its fault lines, because the previous government did not want justice to be delivered to Saurabh Kalia. That was not our fault. We have shown our intention right on the first day. We have shown our intention right from the first day.
You tell me something.
We are not going to take things easily as far as Pakistan is concerned. We have shown where the red lines have to be drawn as far as Pakistan is concerned. We have come up with a consistent policy as far as Pakistan is concerned. And today in this particular case also.
I want to 1 second, Mr. Bhimshen, 1 minute. Mr. Bhimshen, 1 minute. No, Mr. Bhim, 1 second, please. Mr. Shergill, please. Mr. Bhimshen, I now want to read out from the post-mortem report conducted by the Indian Army on the body of Captain Saurabh Kalia so we understand what we are talking about. Tortured by burning bodies with cigarettes, piercing eardrums with hot rods, puncturing eyes before removing them, breaking most of the teeth and bones, fractures of the skull, cutting of lips, chipping of nose, chopping of limbs and private organs of the soldiers, beside inflicting all sorts of physical and mental torture, and finally shooting them dead as evidenced by the bullet wound to the temple. No, and my only point is it takes 16 years. Viewers, wherever you are watching this tonight, ask yourself the question. It takes 16 years for our country's politicians to say this is an exceptional case. 16 years?
You know, Saurabh,
not only that,
I will go to the martyrs' family.
We will see the matter.
You know, Anurag.
Colonel Thapar is more.
Yeah, you know, Anurag, after what you have said, I am thankful to God, merciful God, that my son went off fighting with a bullet hit injury and did not have to face the same fate as Saurabh Kalia. They were so close friends.
Oh my God.
And what lesson have we taught them? And what are we scared of, Maruf? What are we? A nation of 1.2 billion people, aspiring superpower, confident and assertive and young. What are we scared of? We're scared that Maruf, that Pakistan, we are scared that Pakistan.
Them.
No, we are scared. We are scared, sir, that Pakistan will internationalize the Kashmir issue. As if we don't pick up this case, they won't. Maruf.
Arnab, can I make 3 quick points? My first point is that this is a complete misperception in the minds of our bureaucracy and our diplomats that by taking the Saurabh Kalia issue to the International Court of Justice, we are going to internationalize the subject. Pakistan has never shied from taking our issues to the International Court of Justice, whether it is water dispute or anything else. The second thing is, we must get global sanctions put on people like Musharraf, and then he will come around to being less boastful and less delusionary, because he initiated that war on Kargil. And even if he manages to get away from Pakistan, that man should be hounded till the day he dies.
Absolutely.
Wherever in the world he goes, as a war criminal, like a Nazi war criminal. And finally, my request is to our countrymen that for heaven's sake, develop a bit of spine and develop a bit of respect for the man who goes out and puts his life on the line. Because if you don't do it, you're soon not going to have people willing to go out and die for you.
I cannot agree more with you on that, but I have another small point to make, and I want to go to Pawan Verma first on this.
But the government of the day.
Yes, General Sadhbir Singh.
Now I would like to come in.
Yes, please complete your point, sir.
I want to say that it is not only the people of the country, but the governments of the day. They have to change the attitude towards the national security and the soldier behind the gun, behind the machine. If they are not looking after that, it will be a suicidal for the nation. Any nation which does not respect its soldier is doomed to fail. This is what needs to be done.
I have a question to Pawan Verma and to our political...
Mr. Patra mentioned about...
Anurag.
No, go ahead. No, complete.
I want to take off from where,
I want to complete
where General left.
No, let General complete his point on Sadhbir.
I want to complete.
Let General Sadhbir complete his point. Yeah.
I want to complete. Just hold on. I want to say that Mr. Patra had just said that 40 years OROP was not given, and today they are wanting to have a look at it. Look at it to create further confusion. There are so many definitions. It is complicated.
You know that look at it means to solve it. It does not mean to further complicate the issue.
Okay, no. Now we will
something.
General Secretary, I'll come to the OROP issue separately.
I want to make a quick point. Please allow me 30 seconds.
I'd let Colonel Thapar come in first before you submit.
Sir, with all humility at my disposal, let me make a quick point. The problem is, I agree that most of us have been kept hungry by a government for 40 long years, 60 long years. For God's sake, let's not turn into gladiators and eat off the hand. Mr. Modi's I mean, the government of the present day is a government which is taking us in a new direction. I understand. I understand that for the last 60 years, we have had problems and the Congress government had not been able to solve them. But that does not make a story that we are not working in the right direction.
Money from coffers of the soldiers. What do you expect from your government?
जब ये देखते होंगे तो उनके दिलों पे क्या गुजरती होगी कि हमारे बच्चे जब मरेंगे और जब जवान सोचते होंगे जब हम मरेंगे तो हमारे माँ बाप को ये झेलना पड़ेगा। ये संदेश तो दे दो उन फौज वालों को कि जब तुम मरोगे तो पूरा भारत तुम्हारे साथ है। मैं यही भारतवासियों से कहता हूं कि इस बर्थडे को कैप्टन सौरभ कालिया के कम से कम 10,000 आदमी धर्मशाला पहुंच के ये बता दें कि देखो पूरा भारत तुम्हारे साथ है। सरकारें हुकूमतें नहीं बता पा रही।
Colonel Thapar is saying something. Colonel Thapar,
please go ahead.
The inaction on the case of Saurabh Kalia, whether internationally or bilaterally, it appears that Kashmir, you are worried about Kashmir. Why are we worried about Kashmir? Because we have not taken adequate steps. Still we are not taking them. Every day you see something happening over there and we are just mute onlookers.
I get your point.
Why should we worry about the international
may I ask Pawan Verma and Mr. Shergill and Sambit and Mr. Chandrasekhar also, since he's in Parliament. I have a simple question. You know, don't you think, Pawan Verma, people will see through the political powwows that people do on the issue of Kashmir, on the issue of soldiers, on the issue of servicemen? It's become so transparent. You know, why can't all political parties, at least on the case of Saurabh Kalia and other issues like this, sit together and say, for the morale of our forces, right, for the integrity of our country, can we come together and prioritize at least a few items that the media does not need to nudge the government of the day? Pawan Verma and Rajiv Chandrasekhar, this question is to you. The media should not have to judge and nudge the government of the day into acting on cases like this. Pawan Verma.
Arnab, my short answer. There is not the slightest doubt in my mind that we as a nation have been less than spirited in taking up issues like the one that we are discussing today, which makes our hair stand on end, with Pakistan. Kargil, in that aggression of Kargil, Maruf will bear me out, I think we lost 1,000 of the bloom of our armed forces, the young officers. And after that we had President Musharraf being feted to dinner at a 5-star hotel in Agra. It has been the repeated story of the manner in which we have dealt with Pakistan. And I want to say to you that with this government coming to power, Samvit, I am not making this political. But you had promised a far more muscular stand, and the Prime Minister had said that I would rather quit politics than have martyrs insulted. But yet your minister said that we can't do anything about this matter, even though you had made it in the
That's also General V.K. Singh.
I say there is something unbecoming, Arnab.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pawan.
I said there is something unbecoming, Arnab.
Intentionally, you are not trying to see the intention of this government. I mean,
I do not wish to have politics.
In the process of continuity,
I am saying that there is something unbecoming.
Is binding. The final statement of the government has come from the MEA minister herself. Sushma ji herself has made a statement.
I am not accusing.
That is the statement of the government.
I have great respect for Sushma Swaraj ji. And let me finish, Arnab. Please tell Samvit to hold his. I have great respect for Sushma Swaraj ji, but I want to say, and I want to ask on record on your channel and program tonight, Arnab, did the case of Captain Saurabh Kalia come up even once in all the bilateral interactions in the last 1 year?
It did not.
Because if there is one government that promised to act on this issue,
it did not.
It was this government.
It did
and
not.
I'm not an exonerating the previous government.
Did it Rajiv Chandrasekhar?
To Mr. Kalia.
No. Rajiv Chandrasekhar did it.
Pawan Verma.
Rajiv Chandrasekhar did it.
Did a single time.
Please don't ask me. I have asked you a question.
But yet you are going.
I am asking the same question to the Congress government.
Yes, I am giving you a date. Why don't you take this ground? Why doesn't Mr. Pawan Verma take this ground?
We need to give a fitting reply.
Well, Rajiv Chandrasekhar tonight.
The ground in Bihar.
To Rajiv Chandrasekhar tonight, who's one of those members of parliament who has consistently picked up the issue.
Nationalism is only restricted to TV cameras and TV shows. In reality, they are a lame duck government.
Okay, fine, Mr. Shergill, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the media, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, to the last word, the man who has actually stood with the family consistently. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, because he's the man who stood with the family consistently over the last many years. Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
Arnab, the reality is this, that soldiers, veterans and their services to the nation have always been treated for several decades as collateral damage.
I agree with you.
There is an appalling lack of sensitivity within the bureaucrats and the government institutions about sacrifice, deaths, wounded.
Yeah.
And I have dealt with this for many, many years, and I have had to deal with ministers and MPs and bureaucrats who are absolutely apathetic to this. What today has done and what the media and public have done today is to signal to the government that regardless of whatever geopolitical nonsense you keep talking about, there is always this issue of duty of the government to a fallen soldier.
Yeah.
And that must be the responsibility of the government to the family of the fallen soldier.
Yes.
If a crime has been committed against a soldier, it is a duty of the government to pursue justice for the family. And it is an issue of duty of the government and an obligation of the government. And we must not allow this to get smoke-screened by all this talk of geopolitics in Indo-Pakistan. I don't care two hoots about Pakistan's relationship with India, but I care very deeply about the fact that there is a soldier and his family who are grieving about war crimes committed against him for him just doing his duty. We are civilized nations and we must follow a civilized code of conduct. The Geneva Convention provides that code of conduct. If Pakistan is in breach of it, they must be held to account, not just for our sake and Saurabh Kalia's sake, for the sake of the entire world. Because we have to live as civilized nation, not as barbarians.
Rajiv, kudos to you on that. Like you, many of us don't care two hoots about our relationship with Pakistan, but we do care. We do care about what happened to Captain Saurabh Kalia. And we care for his family and we care for his parents. More power to you, Rajiv, for saying that. And thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you, gentlemen.